Caitlin Clark
Mm-hmm.
and
I'm a fan.
Angel Reese, right?
Yeah.
They're going back and
I'm a
forth.
fan of both.
And Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said about Angel Reese?
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said, by the time she retires, she will be the MJ of, go to Jamil Hill, type in Jamil Hill, yeah. She says, by the time she retires, Jamil Hill has made a bold prediction that Angel Reese will become the MJ of the WNBA by the time she retires. That's what she said.
Because of this basketball game, yes, when Angel Reese could have won the game, had all the bragging rights over Caitlin Clark, at least for this one here. Well, Angel Reese missed the damn layup. Now, for all of the Angel Reese fans, I just want y'all to calm down because this is nothing new. She's been missing layups. And for all the people that was talking all the trash about Caitlin Clark missing those free throws that one game, yeah, we remember that. We remember
Sit there
that.
and try to make it seem like the girl played good. She didn't play well. She missed 8 to 9 layups. Knock it off. Check this out.
But it's actually Indiana that has 7 points off of the turnovers that Atlanta has created until...
But in terms of her popularity, it really soared after she took down Caitlin Clark. And then Caitlin Clark came back last year and got revenge by knocking LSU out in the Elite Eight, if I remember correctly.
Angel Reese being compared to Michael Jordan might sound like the ultimate compliment, but there was a problem the moment that comparison entered the conversation. The expectation surrounding Angel changed completely. She was no longer being judged simply as a talented young WNBA player. She was being measured against one of the greatest names in basketball history, and then Stephen A. Smith entered the conversation with a completely different argument, calling Caitlin Clark the WNBA's golden goose. Suddenly this wasn't just about two young stars competing on the court, it was about expectations, popularity, and who could actually carry the league forward. And the most interesting part is that Angel would soon get a chance to answer all of that on the court. But do you think Angel gets judged too harshly? Drop your opinion in the comments, because what happened next made this rivalry even bigger.
Contract in the WNBA at this particular moment in time is $250,000 to a player. Caitlin Clark is already committed to $28 million in endorsement deals, at least. Look at the wave that she's created. Look at the profile that it has granted the WNBA. Look at the record ratings they've produced because of her arrival. Once upon a time, they were watching about the audience in Indiana for Indiana Fever games was at about 4,000. Now it's at about 16 to 17,000. The ratings for the WNBA draft was 2.446 million, which was the largest in WNBA history. The doubleheader that opened the season generated over 1.5 million viewers, which was more than the WNBA had accumulated in more than 2 decades. You have all of this stuff.
Stephen A. Smith's argument wasn't that Angel Reese wasn't talented. In fact, he repeatedly described Angel as a future WNBA star. His argument was about the extraordinary impact surrounding Caitlin Clark. The numbers discussed were difficult to ignore. Indiana Fever attendance was described as rising from roughly 4,000 fans to 16 or 17,000, while the WNBA draft reportedly attracted 2.46 million viewers, the largest audience in league history at the time. The opening doubleheader also reportedly generated more than 1.5 million viewers. Then there were Clark's endorsement numbers, with Stephen A. discussing deals worth more than $28 million. So when he called Caitlin the golden goose, there was a business argument behind it, but that created another problem for Angel Reese. Every major moment in her career was now being compared to Caitlin Clark.
What she says, yeah, she says right there, watch this. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. She says WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place. You could bring your laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now it's like there's large gatherings of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score, like we're there for their entertainment.
But there was another factor changing the entire environment around these players. The fans. Brittany Griner publicly complained about how WNBA games had become much louder and more intense, describing the crowds and constant reactions from the stands, and whether people liked it or not, that was evidence of something important. The WNBA was attracting an entirely different level of attention. Caitlin Clark's games were becoming major events, and Angel Reese was operating inside that same spotlight. That meant every missed shot, every confrontation, and every big moment could instantly become content. And during this particular game, Angel was about to discover just how unforgiving that spotlight could be.
Even worse.
Just feel like I needed to take a deep breath and maybe stop overthinking some of these.
Oh, I've been
easy
there.
ones.
I've been there. Like, sometimes the basket is too open.
Right.
Right? She's used to getting double teamed. She's used to triple teams, and she's used to contact. And so sometimes when you see her, like, wait, what's coming? You want to look
Who double and who triple teams Angel Reese? Like,
over your shoulder, but she settled into the game well. And what I like is she's been such a great mentor also to Medina Okot. I believe Medina Okot has 6 points, 6 rebounds as well. There's no one better to learn from when it comes to being a beast on the boards than Angel Reese.
Then came the first major warning sign. Angel Reese wasn't simply being denied by the defense. According to the ESPN discussion, she was getting opportunities around the basket but repeatedly failing to finish them. That distinction matters. A heavily contested shot can be explained by great defense, but when a player keeps getting open looks near the rim and can't convert, the conversation changes. Suddenly people start asking whether it's the defense, the pressure, or simply a terrible shooting night. And the criticism became even louder because this wasn't happening once multiple easy opportunities were being missed. The game was still there to be won, but Angel was making the path much harder than it needed to be.
Performance that old She-Bounds decided to give us yesterday afternoon. Angel Reese versus the Chicago Sky. Chicago Sky are 9-17. 8 points, 3 of 13, 23% from the field.
But Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark didn't suddenly become rivals when they entered the WNBA. Their story goes back to college basketball, where their battles became national headlines. Angel's popularity exploded around the LSU-Iowa rivalry, and Caitlin eventually got her revenge when Iowa eliminated LSU from the tournament. By the time both players reached the WNBA, the comparison was already built into the story. Stephen A. Smith's argument was simple: Angel is talented, but she is inevitably going to be compared with Caitlin because the two careers have been connected for years, and that means every major Angel Reese moment comes with an extra layer of pressure. She isn't just playing against the opponent anymore, she's also playing against the comparison.
This is what I have a problem with, Tori. Angel Reese, in doing the things that she has done, let's face reality. She's going to be attached to Caitlin Clark to some degree. If Angel Reese had never waved her hand in her face when LSU was beating Iowa for in the Final Four of the national championship, if that hadn't happened, Angel Reese's name might not be as big. Yes, she's a talent. Yes, she would have made the WNBA. But in terms of her popularity, it really soared after she took down Caitlin Clark. And then Caitlin Clark came back last year and got revenge by knocking LSU out.
And then the entire game came down to one possession. Angel Reese had a chance to hit the game-winning layup. Think about what that shot could have changed if it goes in. The previous misses become almost irrelevant. Angel becomes the player who delivered the biggest moment of the night. She gets the win, the headlines, and a massive bragging right against Caitlin Clark. But the shot didn't fall, and suddenly, instead of talking about everything Angel had done during the game, the entire internet had one image to talk about: the missed game-winning layup.
Hype the video, and if you guys have not heard the news, there is a picture floating around online, because we all remember the final seconds of this basketball game. Yes, when Angel Reese could have won the game, had all the bragging rights over Caitlin Clark, at least for this one here. Well, Angel Reese missed the damn layup. Now, for all of the Angel Reese fans, I just want y'all to calm down, because this is nothing new. She's been missing layups.
And then came the reaction. Cameras captured Angel's immediate response, and social media did exactly what social media always does. It took one emotional moment and turned it into a massive rivalry narrative. Caitlin Clark's reaction began circulating, memes followed, and suddenly the final possession became bigger than the actual game. But here's where the story gets interesting. While the internet was treating Angel like the person responsible for the entire loss, her teammates were saying something completely different. They immediately surrounded her and made it clear that one player didn't lose the game. They still believed Angel would make that shot the next time she got the opportunity.
But let's pull up the meme right now and let me show y'all this. So DraftKings was the one who reposted this. They said Caitlin Clark laughing at Angel Reese, bruh, after the Angel Reese missed layup to win by a buzzer beater. The rivalry is definitely still alive, bruh, and I'm here to tell you, this is the face of defeat. I'm telling you right now, Angel Reese is defeated. And one thing I always tell you guys, y'all should know this: the internet will give it, and the internet will damn sure take it away. Y'all ever heard the saying, at this moment you knew you messed up? This is the look Angel Reese had on her face. At this exact moment, she knew she's gonna be the last.
And this is where the story becomes much more complicated. The post-game discussion also brought up Jordan Canada not being available, with the coaching staff explaining that her absence mattered particularly against Indiana's zone defense and in transition. That doesn't erase Angel's missed opportunity, but it does change the idea that one player single-handedly lost the game. The team was short-handed. The offense had stretches where it struggled, and the game ultimately came down to a few possessions, but social.
There were a couple of stretches in the fourth quarter and overtime where the offense went a few minutes without scoring. How did not having Canada affect y'all in those moments?
Okay. You just got to have the next man up mentality. Some nights you're going to have your team, some nights you're not. I mean, that's just something that.
And this is exactly why Stephen A. Smith's earlier comments about Angel Reese become relevant again. He never argued that Angel wasn't talented. His position was that Caitlin Clark's presence had changed the business around the WNBA, and Angel needed to understand that competing with Caitlin could actually benefit both players and the league. But there is a downside to becoming part of the biggest rivalry in women's basketball. Your mistakes become bigger, your reactions become bigger, and one bad possession can become a national storyline. Angel Reese isn't simply fighting for points and rebounds anymore. She's fighting to control the narrative surrounding her career.
You have all of this stuff going on. Understand, Caitlin Clark is different. We ain't talking about fairness. We're talking about business. And when Angel Reese comes out and says she ain't the only one everybody's watching, they're watching me too, they're watching others, a day later she gets ejected. I ask a simple question. I don't have an answer. I'm not pretending to have an answer. I'm not going to give you an answer. I'm going to ask you a simple question. If that's Caitlin Clark, does she get ejected from that game? I'm just asking. If it's Caitlin Clark, do you think that referee ejects her? You know better. You know better. So again, the golden goose is the golden goose. Go after Caitlin Clark. Do what you got to do. Compete with her, take her down. Just remember, you want to lift her up too. Because as she rises, the whole league is going to rise. And everybody's going to benefit. And if everybody's benefiting, at some point in time, although it's frustrating that it took so long, and it's frustrating that it's being given to somebody who hasn't pounded the pavement and put in that time the way the rest of y'all have, in the end, if you all benefit, that's what matters most.
And maybe that's the biggest question coming out of all of this. Was this simply one bad moment for Angel Reese, or has the pressure of being compared to Caitlin Clark finally become part of the game itself? Because the facts tell a more complicated story. Angel's teammates defended her, the coaching staff pointed to other factors. Stephen A. Smith has repeatedly acknowledged her talent and star potential, but the internet doesn't remember the entire box score. It remembers the moment that creates the strongest emotion, and in this case that moment belonged to Angel Reese. One missed layup turned into memes, criticism, Caitlin Clark reactions, and another chapter in one of the biggest rivalries in the WNBA.
Young lady. And there's a lot of beautiful young ladies in the WNBA. But when you do that, you can't come down the line and complain about being objectified later on. It's not going to work with people. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not going to work. And when you do stuff like that, and you're drawing attention to yourself because of that, that can be problematic for you, especially when the comparison is going to be drawn to Caitlin Clark, who isn't doing
so now the
such.
question is simple. Was Angel Reese unfairly blamed for one missed shot, or did that moment expose a bigger problem under the pressure of the Caitlin Clark comparison? And more importantly, do you think this rivalry is actually helping the WNBA grow, or has the media taken it too far? Let me know your take in the comments, because one thing is certain: the next time Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark share the court, people won't just be watching the game, they'll be watching to see who controls the next chapter of this rivalry.
Wnba hasn't made one penny, but I'm losing credibility.
Let me put it to you. I'll tell you one thing.
Okay.
Let
Using
me
credibility because of a bizarre
Let me-
statement about the NFL.
Let me tell you what I like.
Yes.
Let me tell you what I like. You know what I like? Here's what I like. I don't care what's going on. I want to see animosity in sports.
Yes.
I don't care
bother me.
what's going on. I love the fact that right now, who's the guy in the heavyweight UFC that's pushing the buttons of John Jones, saying, I'm officially the
Tom
super heavyweight Aspinall. He's saying, I'm officially
That guy's
the
a
super,
beast.
because John Jones has retired.
But John Jones is the
Jones
man.
has retired. John Jones has retired, right? I love animosity. The best fights were Cormier against John Jones. the best fights was Khabib against, Conor. You want that, Mayweather used to fight what weekend? Cinco de Mayo. That was his way. Like, I'm going to take your ass out. So to me,